Hey, welcome to another installment of kind of like this video diary thing. Thank you so much for watching these last few videos. It brings me a lot of joy doing this, and I don't know, it leaves me feeling very fulfilled at the end of the day. So I really appreciate everyone who takes the time to listen to me yap a little bit. And today's, I almost actually forgot to record. I was laying down, I was about to go to bed, and I thought, like, man, it's still kind of early. I wonder why there's so much time left in the day. Like I feel like I forgot to do something. It was record this episode, so I did already have planned kind of a topic for this one. Um, it's a feeling, not a feeling, but it's something that I wanted to kind of. I don't know if I spoke enough about this on my first video about losing kind of a long term partner at a young age, and I wanted to specifically talk about letting go. And I think this can kind of be like a hard topic to tackle. I think I say that all the time, but I mean this is a little bit more like exhausting of a conversation. Letting go of someone you love is never easy, and I think whenever there's like a death, for example, you really have no choice, so to say. There is no door. You know what I mean? There's no opportunity, so to say. Now that's kind of the case when you lose your partner, but it's like you're staring at this door, not able to open it. At one point, you could walk in and out of it. You loved peering into it, and now that door is locked, and you can't get in. And so now I say to you, why are you still holding the handle? You know the knob won't turn. You know you can't get in. And if you barge in, will you be received positively on the other side of that door? When has anyone ever reacted positively to someone forcing themselves in? And there's, you know, when it comes to letting go of somebody, it's really difficult for a couple of reasons. And one of the main ones is you feel as though your potential is tied to that person. I have to, if I'm not with them, then what am I going to do? If I'm not with them, then none of what I've done matters. If I'm not with them, then my future plans are done. But now that they're gone, what's the point in holding on to these feelings? It's important to let it go of those feelings because you need that space to be able to grow. Sure, you feel as though you've been weeded out, but in all reality, maybe you got a couple leaves trimmed off you. You're hurting a little bit, but ultimately, something will always grow in its place, and that doesn't necessarily mean another partner. But letting go is important just for the prospect of growing. Everything we experience as people ultimately counts towards a learning experience. And sometimes you've already learned these lessons and you continue to make those same um, I would say poor decisions. And in that case you've grown, you just need to recognize it. The growth is there, or how do I say this? You've started to grow, but you're not giving it the space it needs to be able to flourish. And it's a really tricky place to be in because nobody likes the space. I remember when I went through my breakup, I was by myself all the time. I had all this free time, and I thought it sucked. But really and truly, the more I kind of started to get better and heal, I realized that it was kind of a blessing. I have more free time. I'm alone more often. I have time to myself. I can focus on um, my own personal interests. This doesn't have to be a bad thing. And I'm not saying there's a silver lining to all of this, but if all you focus on is what you don't have, you'll never see what you do. Um, it's a very much like a glass half empty kind of situation because you did lose someone important. But now, seeing where you relied on them, you can now fill in those gaps. For me, my last partner, they they were the only person that could drag me out of the house sometimes, and now I've become an avid, I don't know, wanderer. I'm rarely ever home. I take my dog out on hikes. I go window shopping constantly. I'm sorry, I was hearing something outside my window. I enjoy the place I'm at. Uh, and the only reason why I've started to do these things is because I had that room to grow into. Someone was occupying that space. Maybe it felt like a crutch, and when it was gone, I had to fill it in myself, and that made me a more complete person. And so my point with that is that if I resonated on them being gone and not having that motivation to go out anymore, then I would have been a recluse, I would have never left the house. But instead I recognize, hey, like, I need to let go of this. It's gone, but someone still needs to make it happen, and it has to be me. It has to be you. You relied on somebody for whatever it is, and now you have to fill that gap. You have to show yourself that effort. Sorry, I'm paranoid. I think my upstairs neighbors are are jumping around. Um, Now, for the sake of your mental stability, it's important to let go. Obviously, I think that's kind of a like a duh kind of thing, but it circles back to what I was just talking about. If you don't let go and you're still kind of stuck on all the stuff you don't have, I mean, you'll drive yourself crazy because it'll only ever feel like you're losing. It'll only ever feel like um, you're falling behind. And so it can be hard to then say, I'm glad that this happened to me. I'm glad that they broke up with me. I'm glad I broke up with them. I'm glad we're no longer together. It's a hard pill to swallow. For me, I think that'd be the case. I loved my partner very much, and I'm not with them anymore, and I'm glad that's the case because they were a crutch for a lot of things in my life, especially because we got together at a young age and relied on each other a lot. And when that ended, I was forced to fill in the gaps, and I would say I did a really good job doing it. And I'm glad that I was forced to lock in. It takes a lot to get to this point, though. It took a lot to get to this point, and sometimes it can still be hard. But it's been almost 6 months now, and I have to ask myself, why still resonate on something like that? I've moved on. Life's lifing. I'm enjoying my little video stuff. So why not just, instead of seeing it as a loss, it's a gain. You know, sometimes you have to close doors to open a window. It's for the best. You might not think that now, and maybe you still carry a lot of guilt from it, but it's for the best. And I want to leave off on one thing. Letting go doesn't mean letting go of all feelings you have towards this person. Obviously, you still love this person. Maybe you don't. But feelings don't just go away once you say this. It's only natural to still love that person or to still want the best for them, and that's okay. It's not a weakness. That's not a fault. Don't think, how can I possibly convince myself that this is for the best when I still love them so much. And uh, as people, we don't really have like an on-off button for that. We don't really pick when we love people, when we hate them. It is what it is. It's okay that you still love them. Just just be aware that that door is closed. And don't don't sit and stare at it. Walk around and see what other opportunities may have opened up for you. Be open to the growth and start your journey. Uh, I was a little. I don't want this to be too sad. I guess in an episode, but I think this is really important. You know, letting go. It's really easy to not give up, to continue to, man, I have to do this, I have to do this, or I should have done this. And maybe you even find yourself in a position where you're saying, maybe if I do this, then they'll come back. Maybe if I get better at this, then they'll come back. But truthfully, that might work in the beginning, but when two people aren't compatible, they're incompatible. And when you start adding things like that to see if they'll come back, it's like you're minimizing what you had with that person down to just a couple chores. It doesn't matter. Do better for you because you need to do better, not because you think someone is going to come back to you. Just let go. Let go and do things for you. Um, that's where I'll end it off. Y'all take care of yourselves. I love you guys a lot. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of whatever period of time you have left in this cycle of day that you're on. For me, it's nighttime, so I'm going to say goodnight. Have a great night. Love you guys. Uh, and leave a comment and let me know what you want me to talk about next. I really appreciate the comments that I had on that one video. I'm glad that I sparked some thought, that that you could relate to what I was speaking about. Um, and let me know what you think about this video. Take care. See ya. Eat something. Drink some food if you can. Drink some food. Drink something. Eat some food if you can. And I'll see you on the next one.